Hello there, and welcome to Every Day with an Angel with me, Natasha Venter. I am a intuitive medium. I'm also a personal life coach of spiritual counseling. I love to support you through your life's journey, right? So, with that, how are you doing today? Let's see, today, or it's going to be in the next 24 hours, we're going to be having um, the Mercury going into retrograde fully. And then we're going to be having a new moon right after it. And then I was just watching a little video, and I guess we're going to have some meteor showers, right? How many of you today were kind of feeling out of it, right? How you know uh going into this story of who we are and what we're doing, right? And I'm only going to ask for good comments here. I'm only going to ask for blessings in this journey. So if you're watching this, I'm only asking for good, kind words. So going into this, that we're always in this midst of who are we and what we're doing. And today's conversation, I'm going to talk about how our angels, right? And how our angels can help us going through resting today. Oh, I love that. Good job, William. And what we're doing. And I'm sorry I don't do Arabic, and I apologize with that, but I am. I only speak English, and and my teachers when in high school even said, Natasha, you have a hard time with English because you're so dyslexic that we're not even going to teach you another language. So there's that. So I apologize. And, it's one of those things that as we go forward, that our our story is not necessarily anything that we can negotiate with right now that is oh, what's the story? We're going into this retrograde with the rethinking, the reknowing, the redoing, and that kind of thing. And the angels wanted me to talk about them a little bit today because of the fact that who can help us but them, right? And I always believe that, the angels, as I see many dimensions, many understandings, my belief system is broad, very broad. And what I see, like I've seen the matrix, I've seen beyond the matrix, I have seen myself in many different dimensions at the same time, right? And so with that I do understand the life of ourselves in my perception, and I want to know your truth is your truth, mine is just part of that. Maybe I can help you out a little bit to negotiate what you're going through, right? And so in my intuitiveness and in my understandings and in my mediumship and who I am, I remember being born. I remember a lot of those things that, our soul goes through. And being the angelic self that we all are, that, we come into this story of how can we enlighten our life. And this retrograde is going to have us relooking at things. And I don't know if I'm the only one. And I'm going to ask this question here. If anybody can put in, is that, this Mercury retrograde, have you found a pattern with it? I have. Mine has been the re-looking over what I have to look at into my old stories from even 17, 20 years ago, right? And, I was just talking with a friend who is cleaning up a part of her house that she really hasn't, as we all have those spots, no judgment, you know, for, many years. Because I know that some of us don't move our furniture, right? And how long do they sit? You know, and if we're not going to move our furniture, what's going to happen with it? It collects, right? And I know I have spots in my house that sometimes, like I'm going to be getting a new kitten. Who's going to help me with those spots? The kitten, right? So going into this story of who we are and what we're doing, that, I know that for me, like I was supposed to be on a show on Monday, and Nobody was there. Nothing happened. I don't know. I'm giving grace because I don't know if there was a major, you know, he could have had a major health problem, right? Who's to say what that is? But I'm going to tell you that my old story would have been victim. Why is this happening? Why is this going? Why is this happening to me? Why isn't the world ever let me shine my light? Why? Victim, 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 victim. Guess what I didn't do? I didn't go into victimhood. So I got to see how much I've worked on myself, right? I worked on who I am. So it's not always about changing something. Sometimes things are put in our path to recognize how far we've come. So, going into this dance of life and this negotiating of life, right? How do we apply what we've learned, how we negotiated, what we're doing? So, going into this, the angels, right? The angels really love us. They are here for us. They don't really think about, do they believe in me? So, I'm not going to believe in them, right? Or what is this and what is that? We never know where we're going and what we're doing, but there's these stories of who we are that are emerging. And that's one thing that the angels love to help us with is for us to emerge. And most everybody knows about Archangel Michael, right? Because Michael, he's everywhere and he's multidimensional, not fragmented, but multidimensional, right? And that multidimensional is something that we are. Right? We are. Yeah. Funny. I'm currently writing a story of my current relationship, how I started and how it has changed me. Good for you, William. And that's the thing is that I can tell you the same thing that being married to the man I am for now 30, almost 33 years, March, that together 33, so 35 years. Wow, 35 years of my life that I've been with this man. But he's only been sober 11 years, right? Only sober 11 years. So I lived with an alcoholic and I call him a recovering narcissist. And I say that with a smile on my face because, oh my gosh, I have learned so much. But I couldn't have done it. Hi, man on the moon. I could not have done that without the angelic help. I know for me, there was many times I was in a conversation. I'm going to call it a conversation, but it was truly an argument. A conversation, right? And who did I call? I called in. Archangel Gabriel and asked him or her because it's a transgender angel to stand on my husband's side to whisper in his ear, and then I asked Archangel Daniel, who is the relationship angel, to come in and to support me, give me the masculine conversation so I would understand what my husband was thinking, right? Because it's not, conversations aren't all one-sided, right? There's work for us both to do. And I knew that. I went into that. And so with that, when we're going into these relationships, we got to think about how much is it supposed to help me? Because many a times we pick mates, we pick partners, even in work or friendships, that are going to stir our pots. They're going to get us going. They're going to get us into what we're needing to do and work on, right? And who's to help us but the angels? And I know for me, I don't walk my path alone. I always ask for the angelic help because of the fact that, sometimes when I walk into a place that feels disorientated. Sometimes I get the sense of very much big disorientation, and we're all intuitive, so we all can get that feeling, right? And what I do is sometimes I call in the angels. Can you come in and support the people in this room? Can you come in and support whoever is willing to work with you to support you, right? And many a times when we're in that dance, we don't always think about calling in external help. Hmm. Hmm. I even asked for external help today because I was feeling discombobulated all day today. I had to do a lot. I had to negotiate through things, and I didn't necessarily do anything bad or good. It was just, life happened and I was doing life, right? But the thing is that who did I help ask for help? Well, I asked for support, right? How to help me. And, you know, that discombobulation I know is part of this planetary changing going on. And, I don't know if, I've been sleeping, but not necessarily real heavily. And it's been hard to go to bed because I'm stirred up at night, right? And so that stirred up part of me is struggling with going to sleep. Whew. So what did I do? I asked the angels to come in and support my energy field so I can be intentive. And, I was so sad about that I didn't get some emails out for a little while with my recordings. When I do my sessions on Zoom, I record those sessions and send them back out again. And it took a few minutes for those later last week. And I do apologize for that, and because it's not very professional, but then at the same time, and that discombobulation, I just call it because it's not good or bad, it was just discombobulating, and today is one of those days I really could have rearranged a part of my house. Because what's a better thing to help with discombobulations is to straighten things out, right? But I asked the angels to help me with my energy field. And a lot of us forget that we can ask them for energy, right? Because sometimes we have to when our bodies are struggling for energy. Some of us go to energy drinks, sugar, um, go to some kind of input for energy. And for me, sometimes, well, yeah, I ate some protein, chicken. I ate like a chicken spread that I made myself for lunch. But then I kind of got the protein lows. And so what I do, I had a little bit of peanut butter and I use a little bit of honey in my peanut butter and to keep the oils together and stuff like that. And that was a little bit enough sugar, but yet I didn't want to go into the sugar thing. So what I did was I called the angels in to help me with my energy field, and I got things done. I actually started my newsletter, right? And so going into this dance of who we are and what we're doing, that we're always going to be in a place where we can be assisted, right? We can always be assisted. And Mercury in retrograde loves to negotiate our cars, our conversations, our electronics. Like today at my morning job, that the fuses kept popping, right? And the printers would go off. And then one teacher was like, went from one copier to the other copier. And every time it stopped on her, right? She says, "Oh, I'm gonna have to redo it again," but she had to count to 10 before that, right? So, how do we negotiate this? Well, ask for the angels to help us out. Sometimes I'm doing something and I don't even know about technology here or doing something, and I'll ask, okay, whoever can help me, angelically wise or anybody else for the greater good. Excuse me, I'm getting on here. Don't mean to do that, but take a deep breath here, right? Take a deep breath, get some oxygen in my body that, going into this, and like I said, being discombobulated today has been very taxing, right? How can we do this? And going into this process of our new future, we're at the end of 2023. Can you believe it? We're at the end of 2023 and 2024. So this has been the year, I think, of the rabbit, right? This has been the year, I think it's the Chinese year of the rabbit. Um, check it real quick. But the rabbit, think about the rabbit, right? That it's a story. And uh uh no, not Chinese food, but Chinese do. Try to do things quickly without um New Year 23. It was the year of 23. It was rabbit. I was right. So the Chinese rabbit. So the rabbit was about coming into the fruition, what can we multiply? What can we build on? And I can tell you 23 was a year that I expanded, and I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that I had the wisdom. And then even my friend in 2023 brought in the new conversation about every day with an angel, right? So my minis, the little videos that I do are the every day with an angel mini or podcast shorts, right? Because I can't be live all the time. But I'm here for you. I'm supporting you. I'm doing your journey with you. And I try to give grace. Like I was doing a session with someone, and these are people who um, I've known for many, many years, and they work with the um, way, way out there star beings. And so I'm able to go there with them, right? And so they trust the conversations I have with them. And he got the message for me, Natasha, thank you for holding grace when grace was so difficult. And that's why my friend, which will bring tears to my eyes here and my heart and my love, gave me the title Every Day with an Angel, because she says working with you is like working with an angel. You are kind, you're gentle, you have understanding, you do not judge, you do not go forward. Or you do go forward, but you help people go forward with understanding. And even if you get the message that they're going to have a car wreck, you know how to give that to them gently, right? I never do that, but it's the same thing. So, how can we negotiate this, right? Angelic selves. We all have a seed of angelic self. And that's how we negotiate our world, is if we can step into that. Can you imagine how much more grace we'll have for ourselves and for others, right? Going into this dance, it's not about who we are and what we're doing. It's about what can we give, receive, and be. And Mercury in retrograde is going to teach us that this time, I think, right? It's going to teach us that. And, as I sit here and talking, I knew that I was going to channel. I hope that, you find this grace with this moment. But, I channel, and I've been channeling a lot lately in my sessions and in these moments. And, you know, I'm checking in to see who's going to want to talk right now. And you know who wants to talk? St. Peter. He's been my guide my whole life. Oh my gosh, I've never channeled you, have I? And he says, I'm here for you. And then there's going to be somebody else coming in afterwards, and I don't know who this is yet. So there's a message that's here for you that they can give you, that they know a little bit more than us. So here I go. I hope you enjoy this. And I hope this message comes in, because I'm stepping out of the way. And when I channel, I'm still here, a little bit of me. I don't all go the way. I'm not a go someplace totally else. I haven't gotten there yet in my channeling, but I totally give over the message. So here I go. I, Saint Peter, has great love for everyone, because of the fact that as we go forward, and as you go forward as the human, and yes, I was human in my timeline. I've been human a couple times. And this dear loved one has been my guide with me as a guide for me too, as I've been for her. And so with that, my dear children, I want you to remember that as I wasn't so imperfect in my life, that you can be imperfect in your life, but this whole journey of life and this uniqueness of this lifetime that you are in is going to be a miracle for you, because this miracle is about becoming your greater self. So every Mercury in retrograde, every new moon and full moon and everything that you'll go through is going to be a story of how to embark into being your greater self. It's not for you to judge the moments that are in, and especially when you are working with loved ones. And as I know this dear one is watching this today, and you've been struggling with the one who lives with you, we are not going to name him, but we are going to give you grace for being on the one that you are. And remembering that as you start going through this grief process, and remember, it's not always in the timing that you think it will be. Your mom and dad are going to be okay. They are taken care of. They are going to be struggling, yes, but they are loving to you and you are to them. Don't worry about the man that is with, because of the fact that he is learning something, even if he does not want to admit it. And he is going to embark on things in the new future that is so life altering for him. So, with that, please take care of you. Know that his journey is his. As this dear one says, his movie, your movie. So, with that, go forward and may this blessing be with you. I, Peter, are, some call me Saint Peter, but I am just Peter, because Peter is the man who struggled to live life, to be himself, better self. Life wasn't easy then, and nor is it easy now, because difficulties were different then and difficulties are different now. But the difficulties are teachers. And that dance of teaching is what you are going to need, because we are on the evolution of growth. And this growth is so tremendous. So as you go through the dirty work of the mind this fall, this winter, this spring, this summer, depending on what part of the planet you are, that you are going forward in this minute. And going forward is going to give you grace. So get into where you're at in your mind. Sometimes it's not very pretty, but get into your mind, because you never know when you have a conversation with that part of you what it is wanting to give you a hug of knowledge about. So sit with that part of you and be part of that. And know that no matter what you're doing, love is with you. As this dear one said today, we, your guides, your ancient ones, the ones of angels and love, we are always with you. And know that no matter where you're going and where you're going, that you are loved. Ask for help, because asking for help can be your blessing. So be it. Thank you for listening and supporting this dear one as she supports you. My love is with you. We are all here for you. So be it. Oh, dear ones, I am here. I am Gabrielle, who has been wonderfully loving you, helping with you with your conversation. So if you are feeling like you have to rephrase something in a text, or or you are looking at a new email, or you're sitting here in a conversation with someone and you're thinking, why did I say that? It's time to rethink. Remember, like this one dear one says, you can always ask to repush the button. And if somebody's not willing to say, I want to reset this with you, sometimes they're in a known moment of that they're not ready. They're not in the same level as you, right? They're not in the same level as you. So sometimes when you ask someone to reset the button, as this dear one says, you have to pause, breathe, Give space. Let's reset the button and say, oh, it looks like you're thinking. Let me sit for a minute and think myself so that we can come together in a better self. So remembering that you can at any time reset the button of you. You are the magic of the world to come. You are the one who every single one of you is the button to reset. So with that, my dear children and love, I am here, Gabrielle, to support you in your journey of the story of conversation and greatness and new beginnings. And I am also here to embark on the loving self of you. I am calmness. I am grace. I am conversation. Believe in who you are and what you're doing, my dear children. And remember that we all have these stories in the brain of life. As this dear one witnessed a student today who is so outwardly bullish, we call it bullish, like a bull in a china shop, right? But she witnessed the troubles and the sorrow and the struggle and the unhappiness of the brain. The stories that this dear one is doing because he had no upright upbringing. He witnessed things he did not want to witness. And he does not know where to put that. So with that, remember, men, women, children, woman, whoever you are, as I am one of both. Believe that you are. And it's okay to write things down. It's okay because I see you wanting to write sometimes, but you don't. I see you even just wanting to scribble because there's so many frustrations. As this dear one witnessed as first grader who is all in energy and she just went like this on a paper. That's all she had in her. What a gift that was for her to let go of this energy. Believe in who you are and what you're doing. Because the magic that you are is going to be the magic that you are. What a tricky thing to say. Witnessing your new beginnings. How far have you come? As I've seen you walk miles in your lifetimes. You are worthy of saying, I did a good job. And those cornerstones that this Mercury retrograde is going to show you, see them, believe in them, and know them. Trust the process, my dear children, and believe that no matter where you're at, it's a perfectly imperfect place for you, even if it doesn't work out right. You never know what us angels have set in place to keep you from. Blessings on this journey, and remember that us angels are here for you to believe. So be. Loves. Thank you, everyone. Wow. I'm back. Whew, I hope that was good messages for you. I heard a little bit of them. You know, we're all in these stories and we're all in this moment. We're all in this beginning. We're all in who we are. And I can tell you, as we're coming down out of this 2023 and coming into 2024, and what a gift the universe is giving us to be in the energy of Mercury in retrograde, to rethink, reknow, redo. And as the energies come forward, remember, you do not have to walk alone. You do not have to be alone. You can always ask for assistance. You know, oh, thank you. That was a surprise. I really enjoy your channeling. Thank you. Actually, I've been doing that a lot more, just kind of getting out of the way, even though what I have to say is very valid too. But sometimes they, like today in my discombobulation, just give it over. And isn't that what I've been telling you? Sometimes when we're in discombobulation, epiphany right here with you, right? If we're struggling in discombobulation and uncertainty and unknowing, what do we do? Give it over, right? Give it over to something greater who can do better. And sometimes, like me channeling, get out of the way and trust the process, right? Because we never know where we're going and what we're doing. Oops, and I just remembered I did not plug in my computer and it just said low battery. Boy, I'm glad I wasn't channeling during that moment because my battery could have went. My computer could have went. I was doing some work in the other room and didn't want to take my charger with me. There we go. There we go. Enlightened again. Enlightened. There's a metaphor for everything, isn't there? Wow. Battery going down on the computer, plug it in, get new juice, right? Well, that's what the energies of the angels can do for us. And where are we at? Where are we at? We are at the moment of belief. Your belief is yours. You can believe in what you want to, whatever you value and whatever you cherish during these seasons coming forward, remembering that the miracle that we have is us. The way we breathe, the way we digest our food, the way we speak, the way that we have thoughts, the way we have knowings, the way that we are who we are, right? It's all a miracle in itself. So ask the miracles to happen, and you may never know if they will or will not, because that's part of the trust, surrender, accept. And it's time to believe in you. It's time to enjoy the magic of who you are. It's time to believe in the belief of we can be something different. And if you are going to be around people this year, remember that we've all changed and shifted since the last time we've seen each other, even if it was a week ago. So please, if somebody is saying something that is triggering you in the future here, if somebody's doing something that triggers you, what can you do but breathe, trust the process, and know that something is happening? Like today, for me, there was a couple sixth graders that were struggling being together. One was bah, 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 bah. The others were trying to bah, 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 and I was asking them to stop. And my back was to the one that was struggling the most and turned around to the ones I was asking to walk away. Let the angel stand between you and the other person. Let the angels help you turn around and, in a way, honor what's happening, but at the same time, and walk away. Take the lessons that we are experiencing to be our better self and understand that no matter where we're at and what we're doing, life is happening around us, life is happening to us, and what can we do about it? We can be, right? We can be. It's time for the magic to happen. It's time for magic to happen, and changes are going to happen. Changes are really going to happen, but we have to believe in them. And I can tell you, I've asked for miracles, and miracles have happened. But they haven't happened the way that I wanted them to. But they happened in the way that they could. Right? And the better good for everybody. And I even consider this weekend when I had to ask my husband to push the reset button, I consider that a miracle, right? Because the grace that we gave each other. The grace that we gave each other. So with that, we are kind of getting towards the end of the show here. And I'm going to pull some oracle cards and do a reading for you. Even though doing the channeling, I feel like there was some readings that went on there for everybody that needs to hear in the future. Okay, so I'm going to do Gentle Creatures. It's going to come out. They wanted to come out today. And Ascendant Masters. So if you're here and would like a card reading, Ascendant Masters and Gentle Creatures. If you'd like a reading, please, all I do is I do 1 or 2 cards for you, and I read, especially this one, the Gentle Creatures, because I haven't really gotten into the message of each card. And remembering that if you are not here for a card reading and there is a reading and the card does sit with you, it does negotiate with you. Please remembering that it is for you, because one card can touch others. Okay, so if you would like a card, please. So Veronica, you would like Gentle Creatures. Okay, so what is it that Veronica would like and is meant to hear and see and be with? So the Gentle Creatures, are upside down. Not all of them, but they're like this. They're very gentle cards. Like my friend said, they're like you. Gentle creature. Okay, this is for Veronica. If anybody else is listening would like a card, please let me know. I can put you on the list. Woo! So, my dear, the card dropped, and it's risk. It's risk. Okay, so you see on the path, there's stones. There's like homes or mushrooms in the path. There's traveling, but he's not traveling alone, is he? He's not traveling alone. And he's up on top of a hill too, so he's going to get a different perspective, right? And he's being guided. He's being guided, even though he's taking the simple things with him. So let me read risk for you. Risk. Let me do this for you, my dear. Okay, so risk. By taking the next step, our gentle creature moves into the unknown. They have spent all of their life behind this threshold. While it has always been easy enough to step over this, creature has never wanted to take the risk. Others have encouraged them, saying, "It's an opportunity." But there were those who whispered, "You never know what is out there. You might never come back." Finally, the impetus to go has overtaken the fear of failure. This creature has unpacked their things into a bag marked of the infinity symbol. Infinity symbol. In their heart, they are pledged to the journey. It is with light heart and joyful outlook that they embark on this adventure in front of them. This card asks, what adventures are calling you? How are you going to commit to your purpose? Sweep your worries away. It is time to move beyond the comfort zone. Expansion is the name of the game. Stretch your heart as you follow the call to become your next best self. Wow. Ain't that a story, right? Ain't that a story? So with that, my dear, as I was reading that, you gave me a message, and I'm so sorry I have not been good about. I've been getting some downloads and uploads and stuff like that. So I've been not necessarily doing my better getting back to people I care about. With that, I just got, you know, one of the movements, you were saying that someone can move in with you. Well, why don't you move in with them if that is the calling to go? But remembering it's your truth. You're the one living your life. Remember, you're the one doing your work. Remember, you're doing your story. And you never know when things can change. Okay? Is there anybody else who would like a card reading? And my love is with you, my dear. Is there anybody else who would like a card reading? Because then I'm going to pull a card for everyone, which would be the Ascendant Masters. Let me take a drink here while I wait. You're so welcome, Veronica. Okay, so let's pull a card for everyone. And this one's going to be the Ascendant Masters. This is a card for the intention for the next couple weeks that we can use for assistance and help. Ooh, you see this card is wanting to come out. Ooh, there's two. Three cards came out together. Okay, so we have crystals. Oh, 4 cards. Wow. We have choose peace, Yamadan. So the crystals is Epona. And then we have balanced career and home life, Isis. And then we also have twin flame, Augustus. Enigas. I'm sorry, dyslexic here. Okay. So the first one I'm going to do is, the first one that was out was crystals. Okay. So I'm going to read that one. I was wondering why I was told to stop so early. Maybe it's because there's 4 cards that wanted to come out. I don't know. So crystals. Okay, so crystals. Okay, so on the unicorn, there's a fairy or an elemental, and she's holding crystals, and she's standing in power. This card comes to you as a sign that you'd benefit from working with crystals. Epono is the fairy queen, knows the value of connecting with the spirit of nature. You can find our purpose or purchase crystals at a metaphysical bookstore, spas, gem shows. Hold each crystal to know whether it feels right for you. Carry or wear the crystal throughout the day for healing, protection, increased intuition. You can also add a crystal to your bath water, or place them in your bedroom nightstand or beneath your bed to connecting on an even deeper level of these remarkable gems. Crystal children are involved. Well, this is additional meaning. Crystal children are involved in an answer of your question. Your life purpose involves working with crystals. You have a connection with the elemental realm, such as fairies and crystals. Since Epoia is a huntress on horses, this card may signify a message about horses or a horse or horses. So I hope that helps. I know for me, I wear crystals all the time. And those crystals do help. Okay. So choose peace is the next card. and I wish I could say his name, Paramadahara Yashimada is my interpretation, and I do not want to dishonor, and I apologize. So choose peace. Choose peace. It's the shorter one. Choose peace. In this situation, choose the path of peace. As you think about your various options and possible outcomes, which brings the greatest feeling of peace in your body and mind, this is your answer. So, in other words, if you're listening to intuition, the one that creates better peace in you, that's the better answer for you as a yes. So, additional meanings of this card is listen to your heart's truth. There is always a peaceful alternative to conflict. Your peacefulness evolves your energy and helps you to manifest your desires. Meditate and do yoga as an intending inner peace. So, in other words, it's time to take care of us, right? So now, my hair's been curling and getting in my face. So it makes my face itchy. Sorry about that. Balance home and career. Yeah, so this is a story because, the crystalline energy can help us bring peace. So choose peace of the mind, right? That inner peace. Now to balance home and balance career and home life, Isis, right? So let me go up there. Everything's in the in this early part of the book. Okay. So Isis. You drew this card as a reminder to keep balance in your life. You can do this more easily than you might imagine. You already know which part of your life is lopsided, and you may be feeling symptoms of burnout from this imbalance. Well, I can feel that discombobulation. You can rapidly shift your energies into a positive ways by devoting your each day to your priorities. Even 30 minutes a day spent in meaningful ways will lift your mood, morale, and motivation. Additional meaning to this card. Play is much needed requirement for your energy right now. Make sure that your needs are being met. Delegate work to others. So no to unrealistic demands upon your time. Say no to unrealistic demands of your time. Be honest with yourself and keep healthy boundaries in your work and home life. Spend more time devoted to activities that make your heart sing with joy. Boy, ain't that the story? And, creating balance. Sometimes we have to stop and breathe. I know for me, when I was standing between those two students, right? That group that was in disharmony together. What did I do? I remembered to stay grounded and breathe. I wasn't to be going to them in front of me, and I was not to be going to the person in back. I was meant to stay me, centered and in the moment, balanced, right? So twin flame, that's the back of the book. Twin flame. And if you notice, it's not necessarily, there's only one person in it. Twin flame can be with an animal. It could be with another human. It doesn't even have to be our mates, our partners, right? I know that one of my twin flames was my dad, right? We loved each other and finished each other's sentences, but what can we do? We can be in this moment. So twin flame. So this twin flame card for everyone. This is a card for everyone. This card indicates a twin flame relationship, which is deepest from of. Sorry about this. Okay, I'm going to start all over. This card indicates a twin flame relationship, which is the deepest from the romantic love. To form such a partnership, you must follow your inner guidance. Learn personal growth lessons and have patience with divine timing. Once twin flames find each other, everything in their life reaches new heightens and love and light. So, additional meaning of this card. The person that you are inquiring about in your soul mate or twin is your soul. The person that you are inquiring about is your soul mate or twin flame. You will soon be with your twin flame. Keep your heart open, stay positive, and follow your guidance to manifest your prayers about your love life. I think this is a card for that last statement too. That I'm going to reread that. Keep your heart open, stay positive, and follow your guidance to manifest your prayers about your love life. And love life can be gathering with friends. Love life can be, love with yourself, right? That it's not selfish, but it's self-love. Without self-love, we can't have a partner. And I'm going to tell you that. Without self-love, you cannot have a good, healthy relationship with a partner. So, as we go forward and know that we are blessed, we are in the knowings of who we are, we're embarking on the energies right now of big, big opportunities for change. Big, big opportunities for change. But it takes us willing to step into that change. Get uncomfortable, like rearranging furniture or like going to a grocery store when it doesn't always feel comfortable, or doing that, because I know for me, when I am in uncomfortableness, that means I'm ready to step into something magical, right? But I have to check into, how do I do it? Where am I supposed to go with it? What I'm going to do with it. Okay? Because we're never in the story of where we're at. We're always in the story of where we're at and where we're going. Because we all have wings to get us there, right? We all have wings to get us there. And it's time to believe in our wings, and it's time to believe in that we can fly. It's the ones that keep us too grounded. It's our own minds. It's time to get into our understanding of our wholeness instead of understanding what our brains are saying, because our brains like to be in the old patterns, those old patterns of family and amazingness that we got into. Like the other day, I was starting to just lay things around, right? And then I went, oh, thank you, Mom, for teaching me the lessons that I do not want to learn that way. My mom, sadly, was almost a hoarder. So with that I've had to really practice, who am I with my stuff? Thank you, Mom. And this is part of that retrograde that's been coming through with me, right? Thank you, Mom, for being one of my greater teachers. I love you. Thank you for helping me be righted like a ship, right? So with that, I'm Natasha Venter. I'm live every Wednesdays at 4 o'clock Pacific time. I hope that my Everyday with an Angel shorts or minis, the 2-minute videos that I do daily, Monday through Friday, are helpful. I hope these mantras that I've been doing now for almost 2 years are helpful for you. And remembering that as we go forward in this, whatever we choose to value and celebrate, and sometimes it's not always a celebration to be with family, is it? But I do hope and pray that you come into it with grace and ease and love and light. And remembering that this is a story of evolution and journey. So, what journey are you on and what journey are you going? If you like to listen to podcasts, this podcast is on many platforms, Spotify. Um, uh, I, I put on Podbean and then it goes out to pretty much anywhere and everywhere. And so I hope that if you like to listen to podcasts, these are helpful. It's time to believe in you and believe in what the magic you are. My love is with you. I'm Natasha Venter at angelicclarifications.com. Please remember that if you're looking for support, I'm here for you. And I'm here to support you in the better that I can. I hope that these channelings that I did today with St. Peter, who has been my guide my whole life. I heard that I had a guide, Peter. He kept telling me his name was Peter, but he didn't tell me he was St. Peter until I was an adult, because he didn't want me to put him on a pedestal. And then it was Gabriel, I think, that came through too. I hope that their message was a blessing to you. I'm Natasha Venter. Believe in who you are. Regan Forston is going to be on next Wednesday at 4 o'clock Pacific times, the third Wednesday of every month. My love is with you. The angels' love is with you. And whoever you believe in is love with you, as I witness you growing and changing to be your better self. Blessings all to you. And I pray that you can like, follow, or share. If anybody needs to hear this message, please share it. Please follow. Please click the like button. And blessings to you on your journey. Bye now.